All right, now time for that interesting conversation about body enhancement. Who benefits from body enhancement? Does it actually boost your confidence? Is it for the men or is it simply for us? Some of you have been sharing your thoughts with us.
I think it's not a good idea because you have to use what God has given to you. So you were created by God in your own image, and you have to possess what God has given to you. Your qualities, you don't have to add anything to it. So I think adding something to your natural nature is not a good thing. So women should refrain from it. I think okay.
But if your nature is a woman, you don't have a bum, or you know you are not good looking, you don't have hips. If there's a process by medical means in which you can enhance your body to make it firmer and beautiful.
No, as I earlier said, I said God has created you in a particular image. As you are, maybe you are a slim person, but that's how God sees you. That in a slim way, that's what you are brought onto this earth to come and do. So I don't think you should add something to your natural nature.
I say it's not good because of the side effects. So me, I don't cherish it. I cherish the natural way of doing things so that I can live long for my children and my family. Because my children wants me, the country needs me, my workplace needs me, everybody needs me. So I don't see the reason why I should get myself involved in this.
Okay. But if you were a young woman, maybe
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it because where I'm coming from, you cannot dress anyhow. So these things is not part of me.
But supposing your daughter came one day and said, look,
she wouldn't do it.
What if she did?
She hasn't seen the mommy doing it, so why would she do it?
But you never know. Your daughter may have traveled outside the country, come back, has a new change of mind.
No, she wouldn't. Once also taking to what my mother taught me, she will also take it. So it's
what if she does it?
She wouldn't do it. She wouldn't do it. That one I know for sure. She wouldn't do it.
For me, I have a problem with it. Sometimes, looking at it, that one, it attracts view. It attracts view. And that is a sin when it comes to the Islamic perspective. And more to the sense that when they do it, they wear tight dresses. And that one makes it more attractive for others to sight on them, which makes that common sense when it comes to the religious perspective.
We like the natural.
Natural.
If it comes naturally.
Naturally, it's nice. When you are created that way, and if you look at it, those that are created that way, they are always beautiful. They are in the shape and it fits them. But if you go for it, surgery, looking at it, sometimes.
If God comes right now and he's like, and he mentions that you may be a Kia and you come, he knows you as a slim person and you come and then you have this big body and he'll be like, how come you're like this? You won't get an explanation and he'll be like, change and become the way you are. At that moment, you won't have a way of going back. So it's really wrong. Just be what you are and then you move on in life.
So usually when let's say you see the international stars, they said they went to Tonto Dike, went to have, or let's say, Mousse Boudon is speculated, etc., had body enhancement or bottles, or as you call it, in that balance. What do you feel about it?
It's wrong. Like, they are doing it because they want fame and those things, but it's really wrong. I'm not supposed to be doing that. In the end, they will know the effects and they will know that whatever they did was wrong. So I'm just saying that people shouldn't follow them and they should be whatever they are. If someone will like you, the person will like you for what you are, not because of what a person wants from you or something. So just be the way you are.
So supposing, let's say you go and have a man or a boyfriend who wants a big bottles and so will encourage you later to go for it because he has the money to pay for it, etc. What will be your opinion?
I won't do it because, as I said first, my brother saying, if God comes right now, he knows me as a slim person and I'll go because of a guy. It's not that he's going to take care of me forever. He might leave me somewhere one day. So you just ignore him and be whatever you are.
So you stop the relationship?
Yes.
For me, I think when it is natural there, it is normal. Yeah.
But let's say you're a woman, you are born, you have flat bum, you know, sometimes women can feel, or a human being can feel low in confidence because of a certain body nature, etc. But if surgery can enhance it.
Oh, me, one thing about the ladies is maybe those who have the fat buttocks, no, others too will find a way to get the same shape in order to attract, let's say, men. That is the reason why most of the time with the flat buttocks, no, they do that.
Which type of woman do you want? The one who has bump, nice shape and hip, or what do you like?
Oh, the one with the normal shape.
Which is normal to you? To you, what is normal?
The one is not flat, but it is not other big too, but it's normal.
Oh man, the people we do it for. I'm just thinking that if they don't know you have done it, they would enjoy it. They're only saying it because
think so
they
too.
don't know that you've done it. All right, so lots of questions that we were asking, and we've been asking indeed. You know, those who naturally have a lot of behind, there is an effect
on
later
their
in
joints,
life. Exactly. And so I was at,
later, cry.
later,
45. After
it's
45 years, then you start having
Yeah.
issues. Yeah.
Okay, so the question is, does it have the same effect on people who artificially, you know, try to get it? Amongst many questions that we put up, we put to the director of the National Reconstructive Plastic Surgery and the Burns Unit at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, Dr. Opokuware Ampoma. Here's his response to all the questions we asked.
You're doing a buttock enhancement procedure, for instance, apart from the risk of anesthesia, there are other risks like, you know, potential getting infected, you know, fluid collection, the fat, you know, not surviving, and therefore something called fat necrosis that can happen, and so that if it's not done properly by a professional, you know, sometimes you can get the situation where instead of having a nice looking butt, you find a lot of the fat doesn't survive, and so it forms like an abscess, and then starts discharging, and you can get multiple discharging points, and it all can end up disfiguring the buttock and causing it to develop some abnormal scarring and things like that. So it must be done, you know, with all the necessary precautions, so that you get a good result as a result. But then the other thing is that, as I said, some people come in for this procedure because they want to get a more balanced figure. Of course, there are some people who also want to go to a very extreme. Now, the problem with some of these extreme cases that when it becomes so enlarged, that's really out of proportion to the body size, that all these weights that you are carrying, and it also affects your body balance. Okay, so you will find that you may end up having a bit more strain on your back than necessary. Okay, and some people who have, if you look at some of the people who are put on a lot of weights in certain places, sometimes in their elderly state they have mobility issues because they find it very difficult to walk. So everything must be done, can be done, but it must be done in moderation, sensibly, so that you don't, something that should enhance your quality of life shouldn't now become detrimental to your life. But there are also situations where a woman will present saying that they need surgery to get a bigger behind. Okay, but when you examine them and analyze them, you actually realize that they actually have a sizable behind. But the problem is that it is not very obvious because they've got a very protuberant abdomen. So what they actually need is to have the abdomen fixed. And once the abdomen is fixed, they will look all right because they have an ample behind. But if you know, you don't go to the appropriate experts who will actually look at you and analyze issues properly, then, you know, you will just get.
All right, so that's the doctor's advice, but the point is, would we even listen? Those who do, would do anyway.
Yeah,
These days,
definitely.
I hear they go to Turkey.
Yeah, it depends on what you want. You can go to Brazil. For example, in Latin America, it's on the streets. You can just enter a joint and they do it for the cheap, but it's got the consequences. Yes. Because sometimes they have all these fillers. For example, they have fillers for the wrinkling surfaces you find on the skin, on the face, and sometimes some of the fillers they have the content are bad. well approved. So yeah, it's got lots of consequences. But I think that the market in Ghana is growing, and we need to acknowledge it and make sure we regulate it.
Okay, this is what I would say. If you want to do it, I mean, it's a personal decision. Just go to a proper place to get it done.
I don't mind.
Kolibu will help you do it.
I don't mind if somebody does it. I really don't mind. I'm very accommodative of that.